Hello students, welcome to the lecture on maintenance of culinary services, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand refrigeration facilities, discuss facilities to protect food, describes food equipment and installation, define dishwashing facilities, explain plumbing and cross-connection control, understand fast food restaurants, define insect and rodent control, discuss food safety management. Let's start with the concept of maintenance of culinary services. Designed to keep facilities looking top-notch, Met's environmental services include housekeeping, linen and laundry, and interior and grounds maintenance. Housekeeping, operating an efficient facility requires a commitment to cleanliness. Our comprehensive housekeeping services help to create a positive and lasting impression through a meticulously clean overall appearance. Met's uses environmentally friendly products, equipment and processes that achieve exceptional housekeeping results throughout facility. Linen and laundry. In healthcare setting, Met's ensures patients receive fresh linens daily in a cost-effective manner. Will work with to develop a complete linen and laundry program that meets organization distribution, collection and inventory needs while managing costs. Interior and grounds maintenance. Count on Mets to provide superior maintenance services both inside and outside facility, so you can focus on core operation. From small building repairs to cosmetic maintenance project, we'll handle it all with rigorous attention to detail. We also perform complete groundskeeping services on property such as landscaping, mowing, snow removal and upkeep of all outdoor areas and campuses. Let us now discuss the refrigeration facilities. Refrigeration facilities shall be adequate to provide for the proper storage, transportation, display and service and potentially hazardous food. Specific refrigerator needs are based upon the menu, number of meals, frequency of delivery and preparation in advance of service. All potentially hazardous food requiring refrigeration shall be kept at or 45 F except when being prepared or served. Walk-in freezers shall be designed, constructed and maintained to keep frozen food frozen. Temperature indicating devices will be required. Follows are typical meal volumes for each of three types of refrigerated storage. Meat and poultry 0.10 minus 0.030 cu ft per meal. Dairy 0.007 minus 0.015 cu ft per meal. Vegetables and fruit 0.020 minus 0.040 cu ft per meal. Thus, for a restaurant serving 1,000 meals between deliveries, assume a minimum of 4 days storage. The following storage capacities are needed. Meat refrigerated storage 0.030 cu ft per meal into 1,000 meals. It's equal to 75 cu ft 0.40. Vegetable refrigerated storage is equal to 0.040 cu ft per meal into 1000 meals is equal to 100 cu ft per 0.40. Dairy refrigerated storage equal to 0.015 cu ft per meal into 1000 meals equal to 37 cu ft per 0.40. To calculate the interior storage space required for the example in square feet, simply divide the cu ft volume in each case by the height O of the unit. Example for the meat storage, 75 cu ft per 6 feet height is equal to 12.5 square feet. Of interior floor area would have to be provided to accommodate storage of meat for 1000 meals. To estimate total interior volume of space, add the requirements for each type of food. To convert interior measurements to exterior floor area, simply multiply by 1.25. Thus, for meat storage in the example, exterior's floor area is equal to 1.25 into 12.5 square feet or 15 square feet would be needed. The following is a suggested formula to establish required reserve storage for each in refrigeration units. Total interior storage volume needed, vol per meal, cu ft, x number of meals, x 75% usable space. All refrigeration units must have numerically scale indicating thermometers accurate to 3 OF with a temperature sensing unit located in the unit to measure air temperature in the warmest part. All such thermometers should have an externally mounted indicator to facilitate easy reading of the temperature of the unit. Refrigerators and freezers shall be capable of maintaining appropriate temperatures when evaluated under test condition. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study the facilities to protect food. Adequate facilities must be provided to promote good hygienic practices, sanitary food handling, and to minimize the potential of cross-contamination between finished and raw products. Separate areas should be designed to separate foods handling operation involving raw and finished products. Separate vegetable washing facilities shall be provided in establishment that wash raw vegetables, where it can be documented by law volume, infrequent preparation, or where items are purchased pre-washed and pre-packaged. A separate preparation sink may not be required. Establishment that scale or eviscerate fish, wash raw poultry, or other raw meals shall provide separate sink with preparation space for these processes, where it can be documented by law volume, infrequent preparation, or where items are purchased pre-washed and packaged. A separate preparation sink may not be required. For facilities that have a low volume of vegetables, fish, poultry, or other raw meals that are being prepped or washed, then the operator may want to install a chief table to accommodate this operation. To suggest it, a formula used in estimating required storage space is as follows. Formula 1. Linear feet of shelving for storage. Feet is equal to volume per meal into number of meals between deliveries divided by DXHXC, volume per meal, is equal to 0.025 to 0.050 CUFT per meal served. D is equal to depth of the shelves in feet. H is equal to clearance between shelves in feet. C is equal to 80% of effective capacity of shelf height. For example, assume 400 meals per day and a 10-day storage between deliveries, which is equal to 4,000 meals for which to provide storage volume of 0.035 per meal, shelf depth of 18 inches, clearance of 18 inches between shelves, and 80% effective capacity of shelf height. Linear feet of shelving for storage FT is equal to 0.035 CU FT into 4,000 meals divided by 1.5 feet into 80% equal to 77.77 linear feet. Formula 2. Required storage area square feet is equal to volume per meal into number of meals between deliveries by average height into fraction of usable storeroom floor area. Volume per meal is equal to 0.025 to 0.050 CUFT per meal served. Useful storage height is equal to 4 to 7 feet. Storage time between deliveries is equal to 3 to 14 days. Fraction of usable storeroom floor area is equal to 0.3 to 0.6. For example, assume 100 meals per day and 10-day storage between deliveries is equal to 4,000 meals for which to provide storage. Required storage area is equal to 0.05 CUFT into 1,000 meals, 5 feet into 0.3. Required storage area is equal to 33 square feet. Clearance between the shelves should be at least 12 inch to 18 inch. Sufficient movable done-aged racks and dollies with smooth surfaces cleanable in case of food spillage or package breakage should be provided to store bulk food or bulk containers at least 12 inch, the floor for fixed storage shelves, and 6 inch for portable storage unit. Done-aged racks, etc. should be spaced from walls sufficiently to prevent vermin, harborage, monitoring and inspections. Food containers shall not be stored under exposed sewer lines or leaking water lines. Approved food containers with tight-fitting covers are required for storing, broken lots of items such as flour, cornmeal, sugar, dried beans, rice, and similar foods. Scoops are recommended for each food storage container in use. Facilities that have a large amount of take-out or use single items will need to increase the amount of storage in order to handle these items. Hand washing. Lavatory facilities shall include hot and cold running water supplied through a combination faucet or tampered water, sanitary towels or approved hand drying devices, and soap. Antibacterial soap should be provided at each employee lavatory facility. Any self-closing or metering faucet should be designed to provide a flow of water for at least 15 seconds without the need to reactivate the faucet. For employees, at least one lavatory facility shall be provided in the kitchen area in addition to any lavatories which may be provided in the toilet rooms. Additional lavatories may be required in food preparation or utensil washing area which are more than 25 inch from a lavatory, or when the food preparation areas or utensils washing facilities are located in a separate room. Splash guard protection is required if spacing to adjoining food contact surfaces or utensil washing and storage area surfaces are less than 18 inches. Water supply and sewage disposal. Where a non-municipal water supply or sewage disposal system is utilized, the location of these facilities shall be noted on the plans and certification provided that state and local regulation are to be compiled with.
The earth is my home, I promise to keep it healthy and beautiful.
Hello, my name is Iris. Today I'm going to show you how wastewater is treated and what you can do to help. Wastewater that goes down the drains in your house from the sinks, showers, toilets, and washing machines all get collected in the sewer systems. The wastewater passes through screens that stop larger trash from passing through. Then it gets pumped up all the way to the wastewater treatment plant. The wastewater goes through an aerated grit chamber where grit material is settled and removed. This is mostly heavy inorganic grit material that was able to pass through the screens. The removed grit can go to the landfill or be cleaned and reused as a useful product such as a fill material. Then the wastewater goes to the settling tanks. Sludge that either float or sink get removed and treated elsewhere. But I'll get back to that in a moment. The wastewater goes to the aeration tanks where they force air into water. This allows the microorganisms to...
Micro what? What do they do?
Hi, Commissioner. Microorganisms are the good bugs that eat up the organic material in the wastewater. This is how wastewater is cleaned, by bugs eating up the germs. They help break down the solids so they can move to the solids treatment plant. After that, the wastewater goes to the final settling tanks. Most of the good bugs in the wastewater get recycled back to the aeration tanks. The rest settle with the activated sludge at the bottom of the tank so it can go to the digesters. Sometimes the treated water can go on to be filtered, disinfected with chlorine and or ultraviolet light. The treated wastewater is discharged to the waterways or can be used by industry.
But Iris, what happens with the sludge?
Thanks, Commissioner, I almost forgot. All the sludge moves on and gets turned into biosolids.
Biosolids? What's that?
Biosolids are nutrient-rich organic material that has been treated from industrial and household waste, such as poop, food waste, and street waste.
How does it become a useful product?
Great question, Commissioner. The sludge pass on to the digester where they are mixed and heated to kill bad germs. It's turned into two products. The good bugs turn their food into methane gas, which is converted into energy and used as an energy source as the plants. The other product is biosolids, which is normally used as a fertilizer. After that, the solids still contain a lot of water. The remaining water gets squeezed out and returned to the wastewater treatment plant to be treated again. Remember, this whole process gets continuously monitored and tested at the lab to assure quality and safety.
That's great. How did you say I could help?
Well, Commissioner, that starts all the way back at the top. The best way you can help is by staying healthy. You can eat organic foods, wash your hands regularly, and avoid buying pesticides, herbicides, toxic cosmetics, and personal care products. Also, by properly disposing of old medication and toxic material by taking them to a disposable location rather than throwing them in the toilet or trash.
Wow, I didn't know that I could help treat wastewater.
Sure can, Commissioner. It all starts at the top. Remember, staying healthy goes hand in hand with treating wastewater. Remember, never flush medication or chemicals down the toilet.
Thanks, Iris.
No problem, Commissioner.
Let's now know the meaning of food equipment and installation. The following outlines are some of the equipment installation requirements to ensure proper spacing and sealing to allow for adequate and easy cleaning. Food equipment shall be installed as follows. Counter-mounted equipment shall be on 4-inch sanitary legs, sealed to the counter or be portable. Floor-mounted equipment shall be on 6-inch sanitary legs on caster or sealed to the floor. Equipment not on caster or not portable shall be sealed to the wall and or adjoining equipment are spaced to facilitate cleaning. Portable equipment and equipment installed on caster shall be installed with flexible utility lines and or quick disconnect couplings. The criteria shall be applied to permit all exposed areas of equipment and adjacent surfaces to be accessible for cleaning. If an item of equipment is not portable, is not installed on caster or is not otherwise easily moved, it shall be, number 1, sealed to adjoining surfaces with an approved sealant or metal flashing, or number 2, provided with sufficient space between and behind the equipment to allow easy access. Installation requirement for dishwashing equipment: install dishwashing equipment and drain boards a minimum of 3 inches from any adjacent wall area. Drain boards may be manufacturing with continuous side and backsplashes and mounted directly to the adjoining wall area. Backsplashes must adjoin the wall within 1 by 32 of an inch, can be chalked and sealed to create a smooth, sanitary, vermin-proof installation. Counter installation of equipment. Food equipment which is not readily movable because of size, weight, or rigid utility connection shall be installed on counters or tables as follows. On 4-inch sanitary legs or sealed to the counter and properly spaced to facilitate cleaning are equipped with an integral lift lever, pivoting food, polyethylene wear strips, or a similar device which allows easy access under and around the equipment for cleaning. Under-counter installation of equipment. Under-counter equipment installed on the floor shall be equipped with caster or sanitary skids or on 6-inch sanitary legs and sealed to adjacent surfaces or properly spaced to facilitate cleaning. Casters shall be properly sized for the equipment served and should be compatible with the cleaning materials used. Floor attachment of equipment. Equipment placed directly on the floor such as counters, display cases, cabinets, proofers, ovens, large cooking kettles and retarders shall be effectively sealed to the floor using silicone, metal flashing, vinyl covered base or other approved material. Metal kick plates which are readily removable will not be required to be sealed to the floor provided the base of the equipment is sealed to the floor or the areas behind the kick plates are easily cleanable.
Peter's sandwiching equipment. No matter what your cookie, biscuit, or cracker products, we can help you make it faster and better. For over a century, we've packed pure sandwiching performance into every product we help make. With unique performance features to increase output, improve the packaging process, grow your brand, and operate with consistent reliability. What sets a Peter's sandwiching machine apart from the others? It's packed with advanced features to ensure the biscuit-making process is smooth, productive, clean, and reliable. Like the top and bottom cake sensor to assure product quality and consistency. A cake wire adjustment assembly reduces time-consuming wire replacement, and our pin cleaning system uses compressed air to keep guide pins clear of debris. The height-adjustable auto-reject sensor monitors each biscuit, ensuring complete sandwiches are produced. Incomplete sandwiches are removed from the production lane by our air knife system. This feature uses compressed air to remove incomplete product and ensure only quality biscuits are delivered to the packaging system. Stencil options allow for single, double, and split deposits. Peter's machines also offer features like an all-stainless magazine assembly that provides easy biscuit removal and cleaning. How do you perfect your sandwiching production for today's demanding, high-performance bakery operations? Peter's makes it simple with a variety of add-on features and options, like cream hoppers, row stackers, special models, multipliers, automated slug tray loaders, and diverters. But Peter's dedication to quality doesn't stop there. We provide support, service, and product assurance that have become hallmarks of Peter's reliability all around the world. Peter's sandwiching machines. Experience sandwiching performance like no other.
Dishwashing facilities. Hand dishwashing facilities should include an approved 3-compartment sink. The sink shall be of sufficient size and depth to submerge, wash, rinse and sanitize all utensils. The sinks shall have splashback protection and drain boards that are an integral part and continuous with the sink. Minimum recommended dimension are as follows: food stand 18-inch width into 21-inch length into 14-inch depth with 24-inch drain boards. Facilities with only self-serve hot dog may use 18-inch drain boards. Restaurant 18-inch width into 21-inch length into 14-inch depth with 36-inch drain boards. If single-service restaurant or restaurant utilizes multi-use utensils or has 50 or less seats, 24-inch drain boards are acceptable. Establishment with more than 50 seats should have pre-flush or pre-scrapping equipment should be provided. If additional holding space for soiled utensils is required, this may be accomplished by storage carts. Adequate facilities shall be provided to air dry utensils. This may be accomplished by approved drain boards, dish tables, portable or stationary air drying racks or wall and or overhead shelving units located in close proximity to the dishwashing area. Floor drains should be provided in areas where wet pots, utensils and equipment are air drying on approved racks or dish tables away from the sink.
There are only 2 things in this world more monotonous than hand washing your dishes: watching grass grow, and watching paint dry. For those of you who don't have a dishwasher, washing dishes by hand is a tedious reality each and every day. And even if you have a dishwasher, it doesn't preclude you from this chore. Personally, I have like 50 cups that aren't dishwasher safe. And then there's that gang of pots and pans that can't go into the dishwasher either. There are actually many things that you shouldn't put into the dishwasher, like crystal, cast iron pots or non-stick pots and pans, any good knives that you may have, and wooden cooking utensils. Here are 10 helpful tips and tricks to make this stupid job a little bit easier. Tip number 1, use gloves. Safety first, everyone. These bright yellow gloves not only make you look super cool, they also protect your skin on your delicate digits from losing its natural oils and then drying out. They also protect your hands from hot water as well as any rogue knives lying around at the bottom of your sink. Now, a cool bonus feature to these gloves is that they're made of rubber, and it's kind of tacky. Tacky like ugly, but also tacky like sticky, meaning it's super easy to hold on to slippery dishes. Oh, and if you don't like that rubber glove smell like me, you can just sprinkle some baking soda into your gloves to deodorize them. But I bet you saw that one coming. Number 2, get a dish rack. For around 20 bucks, you can get yourself a dish rack that will hold a good amount of dishes and glasses and cutlery. Oh my! I bought mine for about 15 bucks. As you can see, it's fairly large, and I saved money by not buying that little tray that goes underneath, and I cheated. I'm just using a simple baking sheet, and I'm putting a dish towel over top of it instead. That is called being frugal. Number 3, wipe food off your dishes ASAP. Might sound a little simplistic, but you'd be surprised how much tougher it is to wash food that has been sitting on a dish for 12 hours. If you tackle the food as soon as possible, it's much easier to clean off. When food dries to a plate, moisture comes out, the food clings onto any surface it can find, making your job a lot more difficult. Number 4, use the hottest water you can bear. The hotter the water, the better. It makes the food come off easier, and it helps dry your glasses and cutlery without spots or streaks. Hot water also gets grease off faster. Number 5, time to soak. For really stubborn food deposits or for cleaning up the pots and pans, time is on your side. You can use a few drops of dish liquid or dishwasher detergent and let those tough, baked-on food bits loosen overnight. In the morning, you should be able to easily wipe everything away. That is called conserving your elbow grease, and I am a big fan. You can also sprinkle in some baking soda for a little extra mild abrasion. Number 6, invest in a good sponge. You can find name brand sponges at your local dollar store or big box store. Just make sure it's a non-scratching sponge. This is a Scotch-Brite sponge, and the scrubby side is blue and the back side is also blue, which in Scotch-Brite terms means it's non-scratching. These tools here are also pretty handy to wash dishes with. A dish wand where you can put dish liquid directly inside, and then you see there's this scrubbing sponge that you can use. We use this all the time, it's awesome. You can also use a dish brush, and you can also use a scraper, which I've talked about several times, and it's really good for lifting off that burnt off guck that you just can't get off with anything else. Number 7, don't let your dishes pile up. Unlike fine wine or an artisanal cheese, dirty dishes tend to not age very well. What's worse is that the dish pile is only going to grow bigger and bigger, and your interest level in washing them is going to get smaller and smaller. So don't let your sink turn into Mount Dishmore. Tackle the dishes every night. That way they'll never get out of hand and become overbearing. And remember, the cleanliness of your sink can make or break your entire kitchen. Number 8, cleaning burnt pots and pans. Now, I made a video on this subject a long time ago, and I want you to see the video. It's actually right here, and I'm going to put the link to that video in the description box down below. So check it out at the end of this video, but don't check it out just yet. Finish checking this one out, and then you can check that one out after. Number 9, wash in the right order. Now this is pretty intuitive. You want to wash your dishes from the least greasy and the least dirty to the most greasy and the most dirty. So it usually goes something like this. First, you wash your glassware and any drinking vessels. Then you're going to wash your cutlery, then your plates and your bowls and whatnot. And finally, you're going to wash your pots and pans. Now, you may have to drain and refill the water as needed, especially if you notice it getting really greasy and grimy in there. And finally, number 10, the Melissa Maker way. Now, this isn't so much a tip as it is the way I choose to hand wash my dishes and whatnot here at home, and it's pretty simple, so I thought I would share it with you. If you have 2 sinks, you're going to fill one with the hottest water you can tolerate and add a couple of drops of dish liquid. You don't need a lot. Now, fill the other sink with cool water and add a ½ cup of plain white vinegar. That is going to act as a rinse agent and help avoid spots and streaks on your glassware. All you need to do is wash each dish in the hot water using your sponge or your dish wand or your dish brush. Then you're going to take it and dip it into your cool water and vinegar. Make sure it's all nice and clean. Take it out and place it in your drying rack. If you have 1 sink to work with, I'm going to save you a lot of time. I need you to make a pre-treater for your dishes. And all you need to do is take a tablespoon of dish liquid, mix it with some water, and place it in a spray bottle. You're going to take that pre-treater and spray each of our dishes, and then you're going to neatly pile them on the side of the sink. While the dishes are sitting there and the pre-treater is breaking everything down, you'll pick each one up, and one by one you're going to give the dish the once over with the dish wand or your sponge, and you're going to run your sink on a slow stream of water. There's no need to put it on full blast and waste water. Then you'll rinse the dish and you'll place it into your dish rack and let it dry. Whether you have 1 sink or 2, some items will require hand drying using a towel. This is where I suggest using a waffle weave microfiber towel.
Finish schedule. Floors, walls, ceiling. All floor coverings in food preparation, food storage, utensil, washing areas, walk-in refrigerator, units, dressing room, locker rooms, toilet rooms shall be smooth, non-absorbent, easily cleanable and durable. Walls. The walls, including non-supporting partitions, wall coverings and ceilings of walk-in refrigerating units, food preparation areas, equipment, washing and utensils, washing areas and toilet rooms shall be smooth, non-absorbent and easily cleanable. Light colors are recommended for walls and ceilings. Exposed studs, joists and rafters are not considered acceptable wall finishes. All alternate materials not listed in the chart must be submitted for evaluation. Plumbing and cross-connection control. Once a potable water system, also referred to as safe drinking water or just drinking water, has been contaminated by the inadvertent actions of the user or installer, the foreign or toxic material can be distributed throughout the facility, portable plumbing system, and adjacent premises on the same supply. The contaminated water, if undetected and utilized, may subsequently cause illness or death. Therefore, each business, institution, residence, or other user has the ultimate responsibility to protect the potable water from any actual or potential introduction of contaminants or pollutants. The entire piping network for a water system, from the point of origin to the point of use, is divided into 2 categories. They are primary containment and secondary isolation system. The primary system is composed of the water mains used by the water purveyor to deliver water to the various buildings or service connections on the system. The water purveyor is responsible for delivering safe drinking water to the point of delivery for the customers or users of water system, secondary system. To protect the system from foreign or toxic materials being introduced by the customer, a backflow prevention assembly or device is installed at the water service entrance for containment on the premises. Cross-connection. A cross-connection is an actual or potential link between the potable water supply and a source of contamination, sewage, chemicals, gas, etc. This link can be envisioned as a conduit or hose permitting the transfer of foreign materials into a safe drinking water system. A cross-connection can be any temporary or permanent direct connection, hard plumb bed, bypass, arrangement, jumper connection, removable section, sieved or changeover device, etc. that could connect a potable system to a non-potable source. Fast food restaurant. Fast food restaurants have the simplest production equipment. In a fast food kitchen, nearly 93% of all fats, oils, greases and other foodstuffs pass into the 3-compartment pot washing sink. Institutional and large commercial kitchens. These large multi-purpose kitchens utilize a wide range of washing and food preparation equipment. The increased number of grease-bearing point sources generally mandates use of central-type automatic grease removal systems. One large automatic grease oil removal unit system servicing a 300-bed hospital kitchen typically removes a barrel of grease every 10 to 14 days. Insect and rodent control. Opening to the outside shall be effectively protected against the entrance of rodents and insects by the installation of tight-fitting self-closing doors, closed windows, self-closing windows at drive-through, screening, control air currents at deliver door, vestibules or other approved means. Screening for windows, doors, skylights, transoms, intake air ducts and other openings to the outside shall be tight-fitting and free of breaks in the screening material. Lighting. Permanently fixed artificial light sources shall be installed to provide in all areas in which food is prepared or in which utensils are washed shall be provided with at least 50-foot candles of light on food preparation work levels and at utensils washing work levels. General principle of exhaust. The purpose of an exhaust hood is to provide a method of collecting as nearly as possible all of the grease produced from the cooking process while furnishing a means of removing heat, smoke and odors from the cooking area. Food safety management. The era of the restaurant that duplicates current styles is over. The successful restaurant is now more than ever the main event of the evening. The show and the whole patron experience must be memorable in environment need of every tool at disposal to gain a competitive edge. Including distinctive decor, it is the marketing tool that immediately visually positions the restaurant in the market. In larger, more cosmopolitan markets, it may be possible to be more daring. For example, the Strip House in New York unabashedly displays pictures of strippers from the 1920s. It is daring in a fun way without being distasteful. Another spot is Felix in Hong Kong. At this international spot, the patrons are on display, making them as much a part of the decor as static elements. Its high ceilings give it a sense of grandeur, while exterior and interior views work together to create its total look. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. The dry storage space required depends upon the menu, number of meals, quantities purchased and frequency of delivery. Cross-connection with sewage lines, unapproved water supplies or other potential sources of contamination are prohibited. Counter-mounted equipment shall be on 4-inch sanitary legs sealed to the counter or be portable. Floor-mounted equipment shall be on 6-inch sanitary legs on caster or sealed to the floor. Equipment attached to walls such as lavatories, preparation sinks, utensil washing sinks, dish tables, counters and cabinets shall be effectively sealed to the wall to prevent splash, debris accumulation and vermin harborage. The capacity of the dishwashing machines shall be based on the peak number and type of dishes, utensils, flatware, etc. that must be washed each hour. Mechanically emulsified oil is free oil that has been agitated in water to form small droplets. These droplets will congeal as free oil does, provided enough time is allowed for the process. The successful restaurant is now more than ever the main event of the evening. The show and the whole patron experience must be memorable.